Hello everybody, welcome to another Tuesday night live. My name's Derek, also known as TatPeddler. Thanks for coming in. Let me take a look at the chat to see who's in the side chat. Leanne Hill was first, welcome. Ali was in, hello Ali. Hiya Damien. Peter's in, hiya Peter. Let me take a look. Oh, Tom's in, welcome, thanks for popping along. Shazad's in, hiya. Andrew's in, he says first. I don't think he was. Lucy's in. Haggis Lover's in. C. Reeves is in. So yeah, thanks for popping by. So I take it the sound is all good. I hope so. I've actually uninstalled my microphone and reinstalled it today because I'm trying to get rid of that Mickey Mouse effect that sometimes comes on at random. So fingers crossed the sound is good. Tonight I thought I would talk about contacts and the importance of having them if you're selling online. Also the pitfalls, if there is any. I'm sure we can think of a few. And I'm going to have a few guests on and we'll chat about it and see what the deal is with it. So let me just take a look. Damien says he doesn't like contacts, much prefer glasses. Yeah. Peter's been out today doing his vlogs, and he should be uploading a vlog to his channel soon, so that'll be one to look out for. Leanne's gone to charity shop today, bought some books. Yeah, nothing's open in Scotland really yet, nothing like this. I think the boot sales have started to announce they're going to start opening, which will be fairly good. Yeah, so I thought I'd do this this chat about contacts because I was recently contacted by somebody who I've bought quite a lot off at the car boot sales. Of course, the car boot sales have been closed, and I thought, you know, I wouldn't hear from him until the boot sales reopen, but he contacted me, and I went through to his lockup, which is actually basically at where the boot sale is. And I went through all his stock, and I managed to pick out 3 carloads full. I did a video on it the other day, so if you haven't seen that, check that in my video history. And the other day he called me again, and I went there and bought another 2 carloads of stock. So it's 5 carloads of stock I've recently bought in the last couple of weeks. And he says that he's probably going to have more at the end of this week. So the race is on to get all that listed. So yeah, I thought it would be good to hear if anybody else has got contacts and how are they using that when the boot sales have been shut. So let me put a link. Let me see if I can find a link. That's it. To the thing to get some guests on. Fingers crossed a couple of guys will come in. We have a look. Peter says the sound's good, so that's good, thanks. Yeah, I actually installed the Logitech drivers from the website this time instead of just relying on the Windows 10 sort of drivers, so hopefully it will be an improved camera as well as the sound. Nathan's in. Hiya Nathan. Lorden's Loft, welcome. Richard's in. Hiya Richard. Peter says, having a contact can be great. Also, you have to keep sweet and get the tattoo. Yeah, I was going to get to that because, as we all know, you've got to keep them keen to sell to you. You don't want to lowball them too much, but you also have to get things at the right price. So yeah, and you probably got to buy things that you normally wouldn't actually want just to keep them bringing you stuff. Georgina's in. Hi, Georgina. Adele's in. Craig's in. Hi, Craig. Who else is in? Rose is in. First charity shop today. Yeah, I think everybody's been out at the charity shops. Yeah, so yeah, the contact called me and I went there, and I bought a lot of stuff from him, but I did feel like I had to buy a few things that I normally wouldn't have got. You got the feeling that you really wanted to get rid of them, and I wanted to keep him happy. You know, he was giving me really good deals. So keep him happy, take a few things that I normally wouldn't deal with. I did turn down a few things, a couple of things he had. He had things that I can't post because majority of my sales do go on eBay, although I'm trying to ramp up Facebook Marketplace. But yeah, it's difficult if you have to buy stuff that you don't really want. That's really one side of contacts, which is a bad thing, really. But if anybody follows Garage Flips or Shed Flips on YouTube, he's Lonnie. He's got a guy who he goes out and he buys stuff, and it basically means that he's got to buy more or less everything what the guy has. Well, that's how it appears on the video. You know, he lines it up in his storage locker, and he basically has to buy the lot. And he always seems to do quite well. And they find a middle ground to price it all at. And that's sort of the way it works with me. You know, I go there and I pick out what I want, and then we discuss the price. Of course, the more you buy, the cheaper you're going to get. And I also find that if you, you know, if you can't agree on a price, say if he wants £20 for something, and you wanted to pay £10, I tend to think of the whole deal as a total. So yes, I might pay £20 for something that I really wanted to pay 10 for, but later on in the same lot, he will want £5 for something that I thought I'd be happy spending 10 on. So it all works out and works out for the best. Let me have another look, see if anybody else has popped in. Chris Tyler's in. Pete's Retro Collectibles is in. Tea Cakes is in. Yeah, I saw your carloads of stuff. Some good hi-fi in that lot. Yeah, there was a few. The recent haul I went and got, I had a load of DJ equipment. So I've got a couple of amplifiers, about 3 or 4 amplifiers. I think there's some CD players there. There's some drum machines and drum pedals, that sort of thing. I'm not sure if they came from the same lot. A surround sound system, and some a disco light, big disco light that you would screw onto the ceiling of a nightclub. So it's a proper, you know, proper deal thing, and it's brilliant. It's really powerful. You know, it's not like a toy one that you stick in the middle of your living room. It's the proper thing. And I got that, and I got 2 smoke machines that fire out smoke. And I also got 2 fire machines, which they're basically just blowers. They blow air, and they've got LEDs all around them, and they've got like material that flaps in the wind to simulate the fire, and they go for a lot of money. And I got them, really, really cheap price. So yeah, I've got some really good electricals there. Yeah, Nathan says, happens to me, Derek. I get forced to buy electronics I don't really want as part of a deal. Yeah, I mean, I get the same. I mean, I like to get like the higher end electronics. When I say high end, I'm talking maybe sort of £50 upwards, maybe £30. I don't mind £30, but sometimes you get things that Asda's own brand DVD players and Tesco's own brand, they're not really worth a lot or anything, especially on eBay. But I tend to get them anyway, and I just put them on Facebook. Best way to get rid of them. Yeah, Shazad says better to build long-term relationships. That's the thing. I mean, we had a discussion about it really, and he's happy to get things moved on quick. It saves him searching for a buyer, because he does Facebook Marketplace himself. Yeah, and he's happy with me paying a little bit less, but he gets rid of a load of his stock. Yeah, fingers crossed that I do good on all that electrical. Just got to get it listed. That's the challenge. Who else? Tea Cakes is in. I'm not sure if I said hello to Tea Cakes. Aid's in. Hiya, Aid. My car seems to have a smoke machine built in. Kind of. It sounds like a tractor. Lots of thick black smoke. Yeah, you probably need to give it a I can't remember what they call it. Is it an Italian tune-up down the motorway? And basically just rev the life out of it down the motorway, and it clears all the soot and stuff out of the system. You may also just break the car, so you don't want to take my advice. I'm currently listing Nerf and Fortnite rocket launcher. I did not really want only £20 in it. Yeah. So is that actually from a contact? Have you got contacts that you regularly call on? Let me have a look. Oh, we have our first guest. And can everybody guess who the guest is? It's Mr. Money Mental himself.
Hello.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
You're very loud. You turn down my microphone.
Hello, ladies.
So how's it going?
I'm not too bad. Much like Davey, and I prefer glasses to contacts as well. It's the future.
So did you get all your listing done that you said you were going to?
Just done it now, yeah. Finished. Here, ready to say hello to everyone. Hello, Carol, Pete, and gorgeous Georgina, Ali, whoever else has said hello that I've ignored. How are you, Derek? You okay?
I'm pretty good, yeah. I've been taking photographs all day, pretty fed up of that at the moment. I haven't listed anything today, but I've got maybe about 60 things that I've photographed, and they're all in the storage now, which is great because my I got all this the stuff from my contacts, and it's all in my living space at the moment, waiting to be processed.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, so that's really a downside of it all, really, because he's saying that there's going to be more next week. So I feel the pressure on to get it all listed. Or at least the photos, and then it's out the way then. So I have no real unlisted storage apart from the death piles, which I don't want to add to, so that might be something I do in the future, is create some sort of lockup that's just for incoming stock.
Well, but I guess the challenge now as well, which I've been thinking about, because I don't source stock at the moment, but is quarantining it as well. So one of the things that I'm putting in place is the Money Mental quarantine facility on my land, which will be exposed soon, where I'll temporarily keep whatever I buy stored away for 72 hours or whatever. I won't be able to put it on YouTube though, my quarantine facility, because somebody will work out where it is and rob it straight away. But I'll be setting up a quarantine facility for stuff to go into before it comes into the house.
Yeah, I think if I start going to boot sales and things like that, I'll have to do something similar. I mean, the stuff from my contact, I think, is pretty safe because it's been in his lockup for ages anyway, and untouched until I mean, he's obviously touched it, but apart from him, I don't think anybody's really been on it. So I think that's probably okay. But yeah, anything from boot sales, I probably want to.
All these people have been sort of pouring over it, haven't they? So
yeah, and they're on about opening the boot sales, and something popped up on Facebook earlier. So one of the ones in Edinburgh is going to open. So
there's no talk of it here at all. I've been in regular contact with our organisers, and they're not. They all have separate income streams anyway, so it's just a bit of a side hustle for them. So they're not, if they don't have to, if they don't get open this year, it's not a big disaster for them.
Yeah, I can understand them being desperate to open, but I don't know. I think if they have all the stuff in place, like the one-way system and all of that, I think it will be okay. Because the videos I've watched of people being there, they've looked okay, but I don't know, it would worry me a little bit, but not enough to stop me going, I think.
I must admit, I've been watching a few videos. I haven't watched much YouTube late, but I was watching a few in the bath yesterday, and I was feeling I was like feeling the want to go to a boot sale, but I'm not allowed to travel outside of my more than 5 miles from home. So yeah,
that's right.
But yeah, so you're talking about contacts. I've made a lot of money from contacts over the years. The biggest contacts I have, though, quite often are the resellers. So, for example, today I've been working through and listing a box of games I got from your very own brother.
Right. Yeah.
So
is that his rubbish that he didn't want?
Yeah, basically a box of media he wanted rid of, but there was a couple of hidden gems in there.
Yeah.
That have got on some crap as well that is just got to get binned, but
yeah. That's it. If you've taken that off him, it's got it out the way from him. He obviously didn't want to deal with it, which I can understand. I don't think I would either. I don't like media myself. And it's a win-win, isn't it?
I have some good contacts for media in Wrexham, none of whom I can speak to at the minute because they don't have access to their shops where they take it in. But I buy a lot of job lots and bulk loads of media from him because and I'll pay a couple of pence or whatever for per item, which and I might sell it for only £2.99 or whatever. But when it's cost me a couple of pence and I'm banging out 20 or 30 a day.
Yeah, that's it. You've got to get it.
But it covers the eBay fees. It brings in some money for me, and it takes seconds to list and sell.
Yeah. You've got to get cheap, haven't you?
That's
that price.
That's the trick. I find for me, like you like your big electricals, I'm more into me small electricals, me clothing, and me media, because I want stuff that's just dead easy to ship.
The only other thing I got with my contact, he showed me some clothing, and because he's doing good deals, he was sort of telling me, yes, here, this is worth this is worth this, and he's not wrong, you know. There's no argument there, but I really didn't want the clothes, but I ended up buying them anyway because you could see the money there, you know. So yeah, I took all that. So I've got loads of clothing as well, and then he flogged me his rails to put the clothing on. So I've got a professional setup for clothing at the moment, but I've listed 0 of it. So.
I haven't listed any, and I haven't listed a single item of clothing this year.
This year?
Yeah, this year. What we're into it now, 6 months. So I'm going through and getting rid of all the big and bulky stuff I've got first. Try and list that. So I've been listing tripods today and stuff like that. And an Only Fools and Horses clock as well.
Yeah, I saw that post.
I want to free up some space, all to help with the establishment of the quarantine area.
Right.
So clothing, because it doesn't take up a lot of space, it gets chucked in a tub, will be the last thing that gets pulled out and listed.
Yeah, I mean, all this clothing I've listed before is just at the top there on one of these shelves in a tub, and I put it in a bag and basically number the bag, and then when it sells, I whack the label on. So that's really good. But the clothing I've got from my contact really needs hanging up, because it's like dresses and it's coats and things like that. So I'm going to have to leave them hung up. So that's why I bought this rail, because it's all vintage stuff. I think I might do a live photography of just the clothing at some point.
I hate listing clothing, because like there's good money in it, and but the time it takes to photograph it, to measure it, to list it, to put all the specifics in, I'm thinking I could have listed 30, 40 pieces of media in this time.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, I might make the same money from it, but actually by listing more stuff, I'm generating more activity anyway. So
yeah, definitely. Motivated. Yeah, I mean, I hate the clothing, but it was just too good a deal to pass up, really. But yeah, I just got to force myself to get it listed, I think. Let me take a look at the chat as well. Let me just scroll up and find out where we were. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Zahir's in. Hi, Zahir. Stock in living space is a big no-no. That's a big yes in my place. I've got a stock everywhere at the moment. It's a bit of a nightmare. You'll probably catch something more deadly when you bring it indoors, Andrew. You'll quarantine all your stuff and then you'll bring it in.
The house is going through Operation Cleanup at the minute. I've now got my new Egyptian cotton bed sheets and everything. I'm getting a headboard behind me soon, so I've just
the ModCon.
I'm just waiting to get, because I haven't had any sales so far today, so right. I was going to reinvest some of the business cash flow into a headboard, but I'll wait until I've actually sold something before doing that.
Yeah, it's been slow. I think I've had 3 sales today, which is really low, but luckily one of them was a big ticket item, so that's helped me. But I think it's just the shops. People are out and about. They can't be bothered to.
Well, I've looked at the statistics, the listing impressions, etc., and they're absolutely shocking today. So just like people just aren't on eBay today, because in England they're out in the shops, but there's still Wales and Scotland, isn't there? So I'd still expect something.
Yeah.
So I'm starting, as we speak, a new promoted listing campaign to try and...
Do you end it and restart it?
Yeah.
Because I've started doing that. So I think it does help. Jimmy's in. Hiya, Jimmy. Shazad says, here comes my RC contact. They get to hear. I'm being too drastic with new stock. If it's not listed in 1 week, it gets donated. Only buying stuff I really want to list. 1 week, God. I don't think I could list all stuff in 1 week.
Who said that?
Pete's Retro Collectibles.
Oh God, I mean, I've got stuff like this, which is here now. It's only here because I just photographed it. I bought in an antique centre last year, and it's just been sat in the garage waiting for me to test it, which I've done today and listed.
Right.
So that's like, I've listed that for about 90 quid. So
yeah, fingers crossed somebody won it from the collector.
I mean, somebody got 100 quid for one, but normally they go for about 60, 70. But I looked at the competition, and apart from auctions, there's only one similar, as in same condition, listed, and that's listed for 100. So I thought, I'll just go in under him.
Yeah. By the time you've sent offers and things like that, if you do offers to watchers, then it comes down in price, doesn't it, as well? Gives you a bit of leeway. That's what I always do. I always list high. These local boot sales are open, but charity shops is one per area.
Yeah,
is that like a? That's not a restriction. Is that just the way they're doing it? One charity shop per area, or is that like just what's happening? It's not like a rule, is it? That only one.
There's no rules, no restrictions, other than that they must have adequate measures in place to observe that social distancing, etc., can take place in store.
Yeah, Haggis Lover says Edinburgh Corn Exchange opens the 20th. Yeah, that's why I saw it on the Facebook earlier. That's the same one. Yeah, that's the one, Haggis, in the multi-story car park. Yeah, the multi-story car park is moved to Leith now. It's not. It's a different one anyway. It's not the Corn Exchange. That used to be the Omni Centre. Now it's moved to Leith. But yeah, the Corn Exchange is a different one. That's open air. I don't know if the one in the multi-story car park would be allowed to open because it's all undercover. Don't know what the deal is with that. Bit of spoons on the ground floor. Yeah, that's the Omni Centre you're thinking of, Nathan. I've been in that Wetherspoons as well. People have good stuff, can afford to just put in the skip rather than have 20 people clamber into their car at 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, I think a lot of good stuff has been bagged up and dumped instead of going anywhere because people just want shot of it, don't they? Some people. I'm
just waiting for lockdown to end, and then everyone who's bought all the crap off us on eBay then boots it all, so we buy it all back and sell it again. Yeah, things like Wii's and Wii Fits and all of that sort of stuff. Buy it all again. It's like a circle, isn't it? Circle of life. I swear I've got stuff that I've bought stuff back that I've sold before and then sold it on again. I remember me and my brother used to sell computer software, and years and years went by when, after we stopped, I moved to Scotland, and I think I was down at one of Richard's boot sales fairly recently, maybe in the last couple of years, and we saw one of our
one of our things that we used to sell on sale at the boot sale. That's like 20 years later. Didn't buy it back though. Don't want that. My friends bought an abandoned pub recently. The previous owner was a hoarder. It was pure torture when I went. The pound signs must have shown my eyes. I couldn't get my hands on any of it. I'd see. If I was like a house clearance guy, I think I'd just end up with. I don't know what would happen. I think I'd just end up turning into a hoarder myself. Same if I worked at like the tip or something. I'd just be bringing stuff back every evening. Be a bit of a nightmare. Do you go to Errol Car Boot, or is that too far? Oh, that's the Lawden's Loft. I go to Errol personally. That's my main boot sale, really. If I'm going to go to one. What are you going to do with all those seats, Derek? Asks Haggis Lover. Currently, I put them in my barn. I've listed them on eBay and Etsy as well. I haven't put them on Facebook because I think I just get trolled on Facebook if I list really high value stuff. You know, at eBay prices, people just want real bargains on Facebook. So I've put them on Etsy and eBay, and I've done a single chair, a pair of chairs, and a set of 4. Of course, I've got 40 in total, so I'm going to see how that goes. At the moment, they're highly priced, but people are watching it, and I've been putting best offers in, you know, the offers to watchers, quite keenly to try and get my money back on them. If I can get my money back on them, then, you know, and I've broken even, then I'd be more happier with the deal, because they were quite expensive for all the 40 of them.
Not tempted to just chuck them in an auction?
No, because I don't think they'd go for much.
Fair enough.
You know, if I reckon they'd probably go for what I paid for them at auction. So they're one of the things that he knew that they were valuable. Of course, you know, he knows that, you know, I sell the ones who there's got to be a good profit in it for me, especially with a big, massive load of chairs. You know, so there's a lot of hassle and stuff. So I did get them cheap, but I don't think I got them, you know, any cheaper than they would go at auction. So I think I'd just basically get what I paid back for them. But,
I might even do some reselling videos soon. Treasure from the TatPeddler's. What items of stock can I find in my boxes in there? Is
that what you're going to call it? TatPeddler's?
Yeah, I think that'll be the name of it.
Yeah, sounds pretty good.
I've got boxes of media I want to pull out and go through in a minute. Mostly so I can see if I've got any Little Britain DVDs in there.
Yeah.
I've got some.
Is it like £40 or £50?
It's got to be something on it. So yeah, I was going to go down there tonight and get them out, but
I thought you'd come on the Greatest Clothing Sellers channel.
Yeah, but unfortunately Louise wasn't about, so I came here instead.
Yeah. Somebody asked me a question about Errol. Oh yeah. Do you ever go to? Let me show you. There you go. Do you ever go to Tabor Car Boot? I think Errol's a bit too. Is that too far for me? Yeah, I've been to Tabor in the past. I think it's about 10 years since I was last there. I used to go. I think it's on every other week. And I used to go every other week. I've sold there as well. So I used to live in Dundee. So that was when I first came up to Scotland. I used to go there and Errol. But now I'm nearer Edinburgh, so I don't generally go there.
Nick wants to know how long you're on for because he's still eating.
All right. Yeah, we'll be on for as long as there's still stuff to talk about. So yeah.
Well, if we've got an audience. Well, the worst comes to the worst, I'll just start flirting with your chat.
I have got I poured myself a cider.
Good man. Is that your Orchard Valley one?
Yeah, I can't even remember what it's called. Orchard something. Irish Orchard or something.
Irish Orchard, that could be it, yeah.
It's quite nice. I've still got my coffee. I'm finishing my coffee first.
Your giant Sports Direct mug that everyone has. How many of those have you seen knocking around the car boots?
Yeah, actually, I probably should sell this. This one's been in the dishwasher, so it's not too good. But I did have like a set of 4. I think they do okay, don't they, on eBay? But
well, I don't know. There's been a lot now. I've never actually.
I think they do okay. Yeah, I had some notes about other things about contacts. Yeah, problems getting a contact. If people are wanting a contact, how do you go about getting a contact? Now, it sort of falls into my lap a bit because I basically get known for buying stuff from like the house clearance guy, for example. If you're there every week, basically buying anything, then it's pretty obvious what you're going to do with it, and you soon strike up a conversation. You know that because if you're there every week, and yeah, I think that's the best way of getting a contact. People do business cards as well. I believe you've had some printed, have you not, Andrew?
I have indeed. Would you like me to go and get some of the top quality UK business cardage?
Yeah, you could do.
Just bear with me a sec.
Yeah, because I've thought about doing business cards, but I'm probably going to wait until the boot sales are fully operational, and then I'll do something with that. And it's a good idea because you can just hand it to people who ask stuff. And the other thing is I thought about talking about is the issues of keeping a contact. Once you've got your contact, you've got to keep him or her. So, like I said before, you might have to buy stuff that you normally wouldn't buy. But you've also got to buy regularly from a contact, I would have thought as well.
There we go. Top quality. UK, the Monumental Emporium. The details there for them.
Did you get those done by one of those online places?
It's from Vistaprint. These are
Vistaprint.
Right. Buyer of new and used goods.
Yeah. Occasionally you get.
If I make a good contact, if I meet someone, they say I've got some more stuff or whatever, with the type of thing I'm buying, then I just hand them over a card and I say just get in touch.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It saves you sort of having to.
If I'm out on a Friday, if I'm out on a Friday or a Saturday night, I see a hot girl, I want to give her my number, business card.
Makes you look professional.
You know,
CEO of the company. Yeah, Nathan's going to get some business cards printed.
But yeah, I mean, they were half price with Vistaprint. Quality's good. Let me do my own design. So
I think I've had offers on an email from Vistaprint that you like get like 50 free or 50 at a discounted price. I probably should look into it.
They're not the cheapest, but I've got other business cards that have been done by cheaper companies, and quality's just not as good. And for that, I want something that's a bit of quality. So
yeah, how many did you get? You got quite a lot of them.
I think I've got a box of another 200 left, so I have to order some. Well, say order some soon. I'm not giving out any at the minute because I'm not seeing anyone, but I'll order some soon. As long as they've got me design saved, I can just go in there, reorder it, type in whatever discount codes are going about. Never pay full price on Vista because there's just so many discount codes about.
Yeah, I should look into it.
But yeah, it's quite often doing pickups on Facebook. You'll go around to someone's house and say, "Oh, look, if you want to sell some more stuff, here's my card. Next time you're out, just get in touch."
I've thought about doing a thing where people could drop stuff off. So I thought all the tips are closed. I mean, I know they've opened now. This was what I thought of before. Could drop things off, but then I thought I'm just going to get absolute crap dropped off at the house that I can't get rid of. So I didn't bother doing it, but that might have been a bit of a missed opportunity, I think. I'm not really sure. Shazad says, there's one supplier, and there's a box at Manchester City. They're giving me some tickets to keep me on side. It's nice when other people have to keep you on side. Yeah.
I get a cup of tea if I'm lucky.
Pete says, it's like farming, you have to tend contacts and fertilise them. I'm not sure about fertilising them, but
you do end up having to buy some crap.
Yeah.
I did a deal on that's made me a couple of grand at least on some videos and DVDs and whatever. But I also had to spend another 40 quid just on random shite with this dude that I'm probably never even going to get around to listing or selling.
Yeah.
But, it's all about overall return.
One of the last boot sales I went to before the lockdown, there's a guy there who I bought some stuff off him before, so I was hoping he'd become some sort of contact, but he took my number and he phoned me because he had a load of SCART leads that I wanted, mainly for the VHS players that I had, but he had like 3,000 of them or something. Anyway, and I said, yeah, I'd buy like 100 off him or something like that, and it'd probably be about like 100 quid's worth or whatever. But he wanted me to buy the lot, and I don't sell that many VHS machines.
Yeah.
So it was like, buy the lot on and at all, and he was quite sort of arrogant about it. And he also wanted me to buy some shelving that I didn't really want either. So that turned a bit sour. So yeah, it can go both ways. If you can't meet, they have to realise that sometimes you might not want to buy everything, at least initially. You know what I mean? You might want to sort of try their stock, if you like. I've got another contact because I've got somebody who helps me feed my cats. I've got some feral cats. So I've got the cat charity comes with food and things like that. And she knows somebody who usually puts stuff in auctions. He does house clearances. And I've got his number now, so I've got to ring him. So I'm going to go down there and see what he's got as well. So that might be a start of a new contact as well. But I really have no idea how much he'll want for stuff. And there's no, when you first meet a contact, you might want to, keep them sweet by buying a load of stuff, but you really don't want to spend too much because you don't want them to think that's going to be the deal forever sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to start to go on. I mean, the guy I buy from, he basically knows I don't want to spend much, so and that works out quite well, I think, because he gets rid of his stuff quick. Some contacts think they can take the mickey. They're not all worth having. Yeah. You can end up with stuff. All his rubbish will start going into my locker. Oh, we've got Nick on. Hey, Nick.
Hello.
Let me just change. That's a bit better.
Is my mic working?
Can't hear
Yeah.
a word.
What?
Can't hear a word.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't believe Mr. Money Mental.
I never believe a word he says up here, this guy.
How have you kept that shirt clean during your dinner?
Because I don't spill food all down myself.
Getting bolognese.
How are you, both?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, it was nice to get out and have a mooch around the charity shop. Well, one charity shop that was open today.
Yeah, I saw you live earlier. I didn't comment because I've been busy doing photos all day, so I had it on in the background.
Yeah, we found a few nice bits in the one shop we went to. We went out a bit late, and some of the ones around here are closing earlier, and we think it's because they're cleaning down the shop for the last hour they would normally be open before they go home. Right, so we're going to go out again on Thursday, go a bit earlier. Yeah.
That sounds good.
You all right, Andrew?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Been busy saving the nation and then listing tonight.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shazad says the main OTC buyer at his pharmacy took me almost 3 years to make the contact. Now he is chasing me for others. Yeah, I suppose contacts can take to get that relationship where, you can get really good deals and stuff. It takes a while, doesn't it? I suppose. Have you got contacts, Nick, that you regularly call
on? Not really. Not that I get regular stock from. There's a contact that's kind of in the works at the moment that I've had some stuff from recently. Another deal on the go that might lead to something in the future. I find contacts come and go. I've had some in the past, but people kind of come in and out of this business.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be a really fruitful thing. I heard you just before I came on, or somebody was saying in the chat that some contacts, after a while, they just try and squeeze every penny out of you, and they become, too greedy.
Yeah. Once they realise that you're buying a lot of stuff, and they've always tried to squeeze, the extra money out of you.
Yeah.
I've had that in the past. Not really contacts, but regular people at the car boot sale know what you do and stuff like that, and know you're going to buy it, and they end up pricing themselves out of the market, and then you don't buy anything. So they lose out, really.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
Sometimes when I've done really big deals, you just have to be brutally honest and say, I have to make money, otherwise this doesn't work for me. So this is where I'm at, and just throw it out there and be prepared to walk away as well. The moment you walk away, sometimes they're like, whoa, hang on. Yeah.
I mean, I've had that in the past where it's just way too much money, but I've spent loads previously, but they think that you're going to buy that again, but it has to be the right sort of stock. You know what I mean? You're not going to just buy it and spend whatever it is willy-nilly. It needs to be really worth it, otherwise it's just you're just going to lose money.
It might depend on where you are, but round here there's no shortage of stock. There's no shortage of supply, so that gives you an advantage in terms of naming your price almost. So just say, look, sorry, but you're not going to do a deal that's right for me. I just go somewhere else.
Yeah. I do think it's good to be honest and tell people what you do, because sometimes it's you're at the boot sale and you don't want to sort of say that you're going to buy it and sell it on, and I think that's fine for the average Joe. You might not want to tell them what you do, people who are selling their own personal stuff, but the people at the regulars there, the regular store holders, they don't care what you do with the stuff, you know what I mean? So as long as the price is right.
When you're talking about buying in bulk, it's blatantly obvious anyway most of the time.
Yeah.
Like when I picked up all the media at the weekend, it was obvious. Nobody's buying like 30 Bruce Springsteen albums for themselves. It's like, so I just said to the guy, obviously I'm looking to sell this on, so can we do a deal on bulk? And he was more than happy to deal with me. after I'd said I'm going to sell it online, he was fine.
I mean, my contact, he says he hasn't even got an eBay account. You know, he's just not interested in it at all.
Yeah.
He does Facebook, puts things on Facebook, but yeah, he's just not bothered about eBay. You know, he's rather, because he can, wherever he gets, he'll get the same again a couple of weeks' time from another house clearance, you know, and he needs that stock gone, you know, by selling it in cheap and in bulk. So yeah, him having a regular to buy things from, you know, is perfect.
And there is actually something really appealing about that business model, right? It comes in and it goes out. You take your cut and you're happy. And whereas with us, we can get sick of the same stock sat on the shelves for ages, and we have to deal with every item individually. We have to deal with customer service. We have to deal with returns. The guy you deal with gives you it by the van load and never sees it again. So
yeah. I mean, there's always that agreement where, you know, you buy. I mean, I buy a lot of electricals, you know, and probably about, you know, I don't know, 20% of it might be faulty, you know, but that's the way it. You know, I bought some. I spent quite a lot on them actually, some chip and pin machines. They were basically brand new. They've been used, and they came out of a restaurant that shut down. I think they were open for like a month. This place. Well, they reinvested in it, and then they shut down. I don't know if it was the current situation that caused it, but they shut down. And so these things were basically new. You had loads of stuff from this place. And but their parts were protected, so I thought they were completely useless. You know, I think you had some phones. It was a similar sort of thing. You know, they had value in parts, but I managed to guess the number. It was 11111. I got in there, so I was able to reset. But yeah, they could have been completely worthless, and you know, I would have lost money on there. But overall, the whole deal, you know, I'm making loads of money anyway. So you've got the rough with the smooth, don't you?
I keep buying electricals that need, like, you know, tape decks and need belts replacing or whatever. I can't be asked doing any of it. I know.
Well, I am starting. I mean, I know I do a lot of electricals, but I am starting to not shy away from it, but be more cautious about tape players. Because pretty much every single tape player I get needs the belts replaced, you know, and it really has to be worth it now for me, you know, worth the effort of taking them to bits and doing it.
I had an interesting one. I've started going through. I've got a bunch of 8mm projectors. Sold one actually yesterday for 85 that was working, and another one I tested had some real issues. Cogs weren't meshing. It was a serious problem. That was beyond my repair capabilities, but I managed to sell the 2 drive springs out of it, the power lead, the bulb. So I got £15 for the bulb plus shipping. I got £16 for the power lead plus shipping, and I got a tenner for the 2 little belts from it within 2 days. So it's like, okay, that worked. It's amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the best way to do it, isn't it? Just part it out.
Yeah.
I've done that on Kenwood mixer things I had as well. Kenwood mixer just stopped working. It was fine. It got returned. I don't know what happened. I don't know whether it sort of seized up in my storage or something, because it got returned. It was completely dead. They might have broken it. I don't know, but it was the same one. But yeah, I still got the actual unit. I ended up splitting all the bowl and, you know, the stirrer things.
Funny you should say. I've just sold that from a nice 60s Kenwood shed for 35.
The glass one or plastic one? That the glass one?
Ooh, glass one. And the attachments, I got £40 just for 3 attachments.
Right. Is that the dough hook and all of that?
Dough hook, balloon whisk, and the K mixer.
Right. Yeah. I took photos of 3 of them today.
Yeah, I've never seen one for sale round here, but I have made money from parting out my mum's, which she wasn't too happy about.
Did you just go around to visit and it's gone?
She was like,
I was going to make you a cake, Andrew, for your birthday, but funnily enough, I went to the cupboard and my mixer bowl was gone.
she's like, she doesn't use it anymore. I was like, what are you going to do with this? So I'm probably just going to give it away. I said, oh, I'll have it. I got about 80 quid off the parts because I think it was about a 70s or 80s one. And then when I told her how much I'd got, she was not happy at all.
I wonder if there's any value in taking the actual base apart, and like you did with the projector, like removing like things like little springs or whatever's in there. There might be something.
I don't know. I've seen people with the chefs selling the motors, but I looked into that a bit. I'm selling my whole base unit because, again, it's got problems with the drive mechanism. It's really crunchy and grindy, and I'm not going to take all that apart. So I'm just selling it as a working motor, but with issues, and I'm trying to get 40 for that. I'll probably end up getting about 30. But the motors don't go for much more if you go to the hassle of getting it out anyway.
Right, so you might as well just sell it together.
Yeah. It's all good fun taking things apart. So are you up for another listing challenge, Derek, then? So I need somebody to motivate me again. And I lost miserably last time, so let's see how we do this time.
I do have a lot to list though, so I will be having quite a lot of value items going on. I've got that's my stuff. I don't know if you're going to be able to see. That's all the things I listed, well, not listed, photography today, photo today. And
we'll get all of that on before the end of the week, and we'll start next Monday. How's that? Because I've got a really busy week, so I'm not going to get masses of listing done. But if we go for the whole, we'll go for the whole week next week, and we'll see how we get on. And you can beat me again.
Yeah. I'm hoping my contact will call me on Saturday. That's some nice stuff. Although I think I'll probably still have a load to list because I've just got way too much again now. I was quite enjoying going through my death files, and I almost didn't. I was going to return his call, but I turn it down going to see his lockup because. I was quite enjoying getting rid of all the stuff and sorting through it more than anything. Making space and discarding stuff. But now I've sort of stopped all of that now, and now it's all new stuff again.
Yeah, I agree. There's a part of me that was really pleased to be tackling stuff like the mixer, the projectors that you'll have all seen in the background in my videos for the last couple of years. Getting the motivation to actually deal with that, and once you deal with it, it's quite easy, and then it sells quick. I mean, that projector, £85 within 24 hours. It's like, why have I left it sat there? So I was getting real motivation and cracking through the backlog, and now I've started buying stuff again. We've done 2 boot sales in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, part of me thinks, what am I doing? I should have just carried on plowing through the backlog.
My plan is to keep going through my backlog, go through the contents of the TatPeddler, and not properly source until next year. But I've been watching like your boot sales and other people's videos and whatever, and I'm just like, I'm already feeling the itch to get out there now. Not that I can, but
I was enjoying
how much I can list and get rid of over the next few weeks.
The amount of extra money I've had the last couple of months, because I haven't actually been spending it, on stock as well, makes a big difference as well. So I went to my contacts and bought all this stuff the other week, and suddenly a load of money's going out my bank account. Whereas before, it was just building up. Yeah.
I've got actual savings now for the first time in years.
I don't think, Andrew, you need to source for the whole of next year. That video was quite shocking. The fact that you managed to fill an entire container with stock, and you're only doing this part-time. It's like, that's epic.
Yeah, part-time, that's way too much stock.
If you listed continually, I think you'd still be listing next summer, if not beyond.
I worked out I've got at least a year's worth of listing in there. And I'm still listing stuff that's in the house at the minute. I haven't reached the Tatania yet.
Wow. I've just wrapped up the video because we sold at the boot sale last weekend. I've just counted up the money. I won't do the big reveal, but just clearing, stuff you end up with from job lots or stuff that has issues and you don't really want to put it on eBay. It's fine for the end user, but it's just hassle, right? I've ended up with loads of that and just having a big blowout. Wow, I was amazed how much we managed to make. It was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I've got loads of stuff stored up for boot sale, but I don't know whether to do one or not. I might do.
When there's one open here, I've ordered my face masks and my PPE. So when there's one round there, I'm gonna go out and just get rid of a load of stuff at the boot sale.
Yeah.
Well, it's such an efficient way. It's an efficient way of clearing a lot of stuff quickly and getting your money back. Even if you just get back your investment on whatever it is, it soon adds up and it clears the space, and it's just really good fun just seeing the stuff flying out. It's like, yay.
I almost don't want anything for me. I just don't want to throw it away. That's the problem. And I don't want to look for a charity shop with it because some of it really is rubbish, but it's not worth me going through to sort it really. So the boot sale is best because I can just dump it all out on the grass, and people can, it'll look like a house clearance store, and whatever I don't sell, I just tip on the way home. Yeah, that's my plan.
Exactly. And the added bonuses, if you are sourcing at that point, is you get in with the sellers before, if it's anything like around here, that they don't let the buyers in, so you can go out, grab all the goodies, and then make a load of money before you go home.
I've discovered Tesco sells tarpaulins for £1, so I'm going to buy some of those. I was going to go buy some today, but I'm going to buy some tomorrow as well as part of my preparations. But yeah, I've got boxes and boxes full of stuff that just needs booting.
Yeah,
it's stuff that it'll sell. It won't, it wouldn't sell on eBay, but it'll sell at a car beat for 10p, 20p, whatever, and it'll still bring in some cash. And it's not cost me anything. Or most of what's in my Tatania, owes me nothing anyway. So
I was starting to scrape the barrel a bit with the stock I had before I got these hauls. So yeah, pretty much everything on that's now going to go to the boot sale, I think. Because then I can just get rid of it and start afresh with new stuff. Because there's probably value there, but it's all the stuff I don't want to list, and it's got little value. It's probably, maybe £200 resale value. But that, some of it's going to be long tail. That's taken into account it being on eBay for like 6 months and stuff. So yeah, I might just take it to boot sale, create some space on the shelves for.
Yeah. Well, most of the stuff I had on eBay listed that I was going to take down and boot sale if the situation hadn't occurred is now sold during the course of the situation. So I'm not taking stuff off once it's listed.
Yeah, I'll never take stuff off once it's listed, unless there might be the odd thing, but most of it just stays there. Usually I take it off if I notice that it's become damaged or something in my storage. Like it's been there for so long, it's been like squashed by something else, like a cardboard box has got tatty, and I feel like I've got to take a new photo of it. Then I generally take it off, but because it's been there for so long, it's not worth doing that. Well, not worth taking the photos again. So then it goes out. That's generally the only reason things go. Probably should look at the chat because I've been ignoring it a little bit. I'll scroll up a little bit.
So what are the parameters for your listing challenge then?
Good question. I don't know. I think we'll just do what we did last time, I guess. Monday to Friday. So the working week, we'll keep track of how many new listings we create and the monetary value. And then compare at the end.
I might take part in your challenge and see what a part-timer can come up with.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, why not?
dimension.
I was just looking at. Everyone knows about the Little Britain DVD thing happening at the minute, and I'm glad I put mine on and buy it now the other day and got rid, because prices seem to be coming down. So if you've got any, strike quick.
Yeah, I don't think I've got it.
Because the thing with those they sold in the millions, right? So there's plenty out there. Once people get wind of this, they're all going to find them. And I'm sure the one charity shop we go in normally they've got a big DVD section. There wasn't one Little Britain in there, so somebody had been in and grabbed them all. And there'll be thousands of people doing that up and down the country. So get them on quick before supply outstrips demand again.
I feel like there's a trainer tomorrow coming on. I take it we're only counting eBay listings and not Facebook ones.
Yeah, just go eBay, because that's all I'm doing.
Just eBay then. Yeah.
No, I was going to clear some TVs then.
Sorry, what was that?
I was going to clear some of my backlog of TVs. We've got 10 TVs that need to go on Facebook.
Are they more modern ones?
Yeah, they're all high definition, whatever. But I find that, no fees on Facebook is there, so I tend to sell them on there.
Yeah, I've still got to do my video on Facebook, but I've got quite a good system going at the moment. I've got some gates at the end of my drive, so I'll close the gates and I get the people to message me when they're at the gate, and I just walk down my drive with the item, sort of hand it over, and there's a physical barrier there, so people can't, even if they try to get to you, they can't. So I've had a few people try to shake your hand and things like that, and they say no thanks.
We sold a couple of things on eBay local collection since lockdown started, and I just arranged a time and I said I'll leave it on the doorstep, and that's it. I didn't see the people at all. Right. It involves a little bit of trust, but it was fine, and they went smoothly, and no comeback. But yeah, that worked.
I've sold a couple of things as collection where people have just took it off the drive.
Yeah, that's what's happened. It's a few things up.
At the end of the day, I've got their address off eBay anyway, so.
Yeah. I think I'd be a bit reticent to do that if it was anything beyond kind of 30 quid or something. I think I'd like to actually see the person and put it in their hand rather than sit it on the doorstep and hope nobody else pinches it.
Yeah, I always think that something like this happened the other day. Somebody bought something off eBay and they were going to pick it up, but they'd paid via PayPal, and it was only like a £20 thing, and I thought I could just leave it out. So I was due to go out. So it was a bit inconvenient having to be in. He said it was the only time he could come anyway. So I thought I could do that, but then he quite easily messaged me, take it, and then messaged me saying, I went there and it's not there, or something like that, can I have my money back? And then there's not really a lot you can do, is there?
No, that is the flaw in it. It does, like I said, it involves a bit of trust. So I wouldn't recommend it with high value stuff.
No. Yeah, I've been doing quite well on Facebook actually recently. Of course, I've been listening on there.
I used to get 400 to 500 quid a month off Facebook before the situation occurred.
Yeah, I think I've got a wooden doll's house that you may have seen I picked up a week or two back, and it's getting lots of interest on eBay, but nobody's buying it because the shipping's expensive. It's like 10 quid to ship it. So I might stick that on Facebook, local collection, and see if that goes. Got a few bits I could do that with.
The trick I used to find with Facebook was just having as much on there as possible, so that even if a couple of people mess me about, I'd still have at least one person turn up or whatever. So it wouldn't be a complete waste of time putting stuff on there, because it's so many time wasters. I'd say at least 50% of people who message you and agree to buy something are just wasting your time.
I never hold items.
People.
Yeah, I never hold items because people ask, "Oh, I can pick this up on Friday," and that's like 3 days away, and you think,
I just say, message me on Friday if I've still got it. You can have it. but
Yeah.
I wouldn't take it down, sort of thing, unless you pay a deposit, at which case they quickly stop.
Yeah, I guess
deposit.
you could say to them, yes, PayPal me the money now, pick it up Friday. Otherwise, if it's gone, it's gone. Yeah. I experimented with Spock, I don't know, a year or so back. I sold maybe 5 different items on there, but the amount of time wasters and ridiculous lowball offers that came in, I just got really frustrated with it, and I haven't touched the platform since.
Yeah, I mean, I know Peter does quite well off Spock, doesn't he? Peter Ray. But I had the same experience as you, Nick. It was just time wasters and low ballers.
I found it better for buying stuff on than selling on.
Right.
The office system was quite good. I have sold some stuff on it. The office system was quite good. But then I had people just like leaving me random 1-star reviews that I hadn't even like sold to, saying I'd done a deal and whatever. And it's like, right, okay.
Yeah.
I guess as well with the different apps and the different selling platforms, that whole sector evolves so quickly. It might be that Spock was, rubbish a year ago, and it could be the place to sell right now. Things evolve, they change the apps, they promote at different times. You know what I mean? I guess it's worth revisiting all of these things periodically.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do really well off Gumtree, but Gumtree's basically useless now for me. Can't sell anything on there, but I used to do really well. But I reckon Facebook is the main thing, because everybody have Facebook now, don't they?
Speaking of contacts, I used to have a guy who sold Star Wars toys on Gumtree that I always used to buy off him and then put straight on eBay the next day. But he's not appeared on Gumtree for a while now.
So yeah, that was something I was going to touch on actually, because you got like contacts for getting stock. What about contacts for sort of getting rid of stock? Do you have like regular buyers? Like you said,
I have a regular customer for my VHS. When I list videos, I'll send her a message on eBay to say I've listed some videos. She always wants to do it through eBay. Fair enough, I can appreciate that. She gets the protection. But yeah, as soon as I list some new videos, I say I've got X, Y, and Z on, and she'll always buy, a couple of weeks off me.
Right.
Keeps me ticking over. And I've got the same with some of my media as well. I've got a buyer who always buys his PC games off me. And I think, you get that statistics from PayPal, don't you? And, how many repeat customers, and there's quite a few repeat customers that come through every month. So
yeah, so I don't think I have any repeat customers. I'm not enough to notice. But the odd one or two over the time, but I think it's just because I sell so much.
The trick is, if you've got somebody who's after a certain niche or certain type of stock, and that's what you're listing consistently, and you're giving them a good service, they'll come back. But if you're listing random stuff, then it's very rare you'll get repeat customers.
Yeah, when we specialised in Lego, we had a lot of repeat. People would buy parts from us because they had a good service or whatever. They would probably favourite our store or whatever and come back. But now we offer all sorts of random stuff. We've had repeat custom with the car parts for sure. With certain garages have bought from us again and again and again. That's mainly because we are the cheapest on eBay for a lot of our stuff. We got it so cheap, I undercut everyone else because I've got so much of it, and I'm happy with whatever we can get back on it. So we've had a lot of repeat on that. But I think most of our repeat custom is from people that have found our store through YouTube and watched the videos and are regular viewers, and they like to browse the store and buy stuff. And we've got regular customers from that, which is great.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think quite a lot follow my store, because you can see, can't you, on your My eBay, you can see how many people are following the store.
Yeah,
I've got quite a few people following, but I very rarely sell to regular people. So how about like contacts for getting materials like packaging and that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Do you have like a go-to You go to the shops, don't you? I think it's probably the same as me, I guess.
I get packaging from 2 different shops. There's also a Facebook group. Well, a woman local to me had moved house, and she had bought loads of the big rolls of bubble wrap, and she had like a whole 1.5 left or something. And she just put it up on a local Facebook group. And I said, she was just saying, I've got this, I don't want it. Can anyone make use of it? So I went round and picked it up, and we had a long chat about this. And she, on the back of that, set up a local group where you can give away stuff to people. And there's a lot of people put packaging and all of that stuff on there. And occasionally I go on there and I just ask, I say, has anyone got any bubble wrap, bubble mailers, cardboard boxes or whatever? And I usually come away with something. So that works.
There's a sort of, towards Chester, there's a village, a quite expensive village, where there's a guy who, similar situation, he put up a post on I think it was Freegal or Free Cycle, saying he had packaging materials to give away so I got in touch with him, and now every 2-3 months I just get all his surplus packaging materials, because he has boxes and bubble wrap and all sorts, because they're quite a wealthy sort of family, so they're constantly buying stuff. He's filling his garage full of packaging materials, so it's a constant free source for me. It's great.
And
I have gone to see him for obviously for a bit because of the situation, which I don't know what he's doing at the minute, but yeah, I've just got boxes and boxes of stuff from him, bubble wrap and whatever. But I have regular suppliers as well that I use for stuff, because when you're buying the stuff online, particularly with things like bubble wrap and whatever, the quality can be so hit and miss. What you got.
Lengths of bubble wrap, you got to be careful. It's got the correct amount actually in the roll. You buy it like 100 meters and it's only got like 60 meters.
And even sometimes you buy from the same people and it's a totally different quality product that arrives as to what you got last time. So
yeah, it's the same with tape as well. You can buy through like an Amazon page brown tape. I don't buy brown tape anymore because it's awful generally, but one time you can get a batch that actually sticks to parcels. Next time you can order through the same Amazon page from a different seller who's obviously got a different supplier themselves, and it's just that stuff that doesn't even stick. It's like it's got one job to do and it doesn't work. So I just buy the clear stuff, touch wood, always sticks properly.
So I get my tape in B&M now because I can't justify, unless you go for the Scotch 3M or whatever it is stuff, I can't get the quality I want. The B&M stuff's consistent, but weirdly the clear tape at B&M won't always fouls up in me tape gum, so I have to use the brown tape there because I prefer the clear one because it just looks better, to be honest. But I can't get the clear one to work properly in the tape gun, so I get the brown one from them. But I've given up on buying it online.
I use this tape.
Yeah, it's sort of your brother.
Yeah, me and Richard bought massive, job lot of it. So I can't remember how much we spent, but we got it for peanuts, and it's really good stuff as well. It sticks really well.
Does it say Vets UK?
Vetuk.co.uk. I don't know. It was this place that was selling it as well. So I don't know whether it was like they over-ordered or something. And they were selling it off on eBay. And I bought some on eBay. I think I bought about 2 boxes worth. And it found out it was really good. And I got the guy's mobile number. And I said, how much do you want for some more? And he offered me, I think it was like a whole pallet of it or something. So I went halves with Richard, and so we've got enough to last us, probably another couple of years.
Yeah. It's little things like that, though. Over 2 or 3 years, that'll probably save you hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
Yeah.
And it's little things like that that really, really affect your bottom line. And if you can manage to do that, it's such a way to save money. The best way to save money and make more money, the best way to make more money in business is spend less. It's the easiest way to make more money, and that's a perfect example of doing that.
The only worry I have with this is that it might become non-sticky or something after a few years. It's about 2 years old now since I got it, and it's still good.
Yeah,
I got some free envelopes from your brother, and they're starting to lose their cohesion. But I'm just putting a layer of tape over the top.
Right. Yeah, I've got loads of bubble mailers as well. I bought them in bulk as well at one point, and sort of similar sort of deal. And I've still got loads of them left as well. But yeah, they've all lost their stickiness. You do have to put tape on them now.
I use the genuine Jiffy bags now. I've got a good supplier of them who sells them for, for pennies. So, and they're just quality item, does the job. You can see why they're called Jiffy bags, even when they're not made by Jiffy.
I get a constant supply of like boxes and stuff from my Hermes shop now. It's probably like yourselves, I'm there every day or most days, and obviously you know him and stuff now, so he keeps all the boxes for me. I get boxes from the dumpster diving as well that I do. So
here's a question for you both. What came first, the phrase "in a jiffy" or Jiffy bags? And then the phrase came from "in a jiffy."
Yeah.
What came first, the phrase or the bags?
I reckon the phrase. I reckon that's why they're called Jiffy bags.
Yeah.
I would say that as well, maybe.
So they thought, I know, in a jiffy, we'll call our bags Jiffy. Yeah. Free promotion.
I use their bubble wrap now as well if I have to buy it, because at least I know it's good quality, even if it is costing me a bit more.
I use the chunky stuff now. I find it so much. The bubbles are more resilient, and if you're using it as kind of void fill as well, it rapidly builds up if you do a few times around with the chunky stuff. And do you remember that video I put out about a month ago when our order of I ordered 2 big rolls that stood about 6 foot tall, and they ended up in someone's garden about 10 miles away.
Yes.
But they sent me a replacement because it got soaking wet, and then we just laid all of the stock out, all of the wet ones out in the back garden, and it dried out anyway. So hey, win-win.
I've been getting paid to source at the minute because of Tesco's double the difference refund policy. If they overcharge you for stuff, they overcharged me 3 times in the last month for stock. So they now actually seem to be paying me for stuff. It's brilliant.
I was in Tesco's the other day and I got this. For a tenner.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I think I'll only get 20, maybe 25 back on it. But, I don't know, should be easy money. I only listed it yesterday, I think. Yeah, they only had one left. Usually when I find those £10 deals in Tesco's, you take the little empty one up to the counter and queue up for one. And then they go, yeah, they've all gone. But, yeah, they have one left.
That's something I don't really do, really, is like retail arbitrage. I probably should. I bought some printer ink once that I did really well on. And I just never see it. I don't look, though. Sometimes I look, but I don't look. You look all the time, don't you? Every time you're in there. So.
It's consistency. We're trying to build in a pattern with us now. So because it's habit, we'll go more regularly. We've done hardly any RA for a long time.
Let me take a look at the checks. I think I've been ignoring it. Kenwood's attachments. The plastic bowls still have value. I think I sold a plastic one for like 15 quid delivered. Yeah,
they go for about half the money.
If they're vintage, I think you can buy new ones as well. I think on eBay quite cheap, like £12 delivered.
Yeah,
if they're vintage, I think people want the originals.
The stuff you want is the 60s, the proper vintage ones. If you've got that, there's always a demand for it. They've become really trendy to get the old vintage mixers.
Yeah.
I think I've got a food processor myself for personal use, but I've never used it. I have no idea what I would use it for. apart from obviously processing food, whatever that involves.
I sell stuff like mixers and other sort of things, and then they sell, and then for some reason shortly after I have a need to use them, and I think I've got one of them, and I thought, oh God, it's sold, and it's probably something that's been there for like months. Just as it eventually sells, I ended up, thinking I could use it myself.
I forget what I've got in stock because I just treat stock as a stock item. I don't see it for what it's actually usable for. And when we did the meetup, we had all that problem with the stereo and everything. I forgot I'm actually using it myself now. I've got this really nice Panasonic stereo here with really nice, powerful speakers. I could have just taken that down to the venue and used it, but I didn't register that I own a stereo. Just because it's stock, I kind of don't feel like it's mine. Really weird.
Most of what I wear now is stock, or was bought for the purpose of being stock.
Does it become stock again after you've finished with it?
Again after I get bored of it, yeah. But
I think I'll have to leave you there, guys.
Yeah, no worries.
I look forward to winning the challenge next week.
Yeah. Okay. So are you going to do this then? So Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
You've got to keep track of what you list. Don't go making up numbers. We know your store. And we will convene somewhere at some point and do a catch up and see how we did. If we do, I don't know, if we do a live on my channel, maybe the Monday after or something. I think that's what we did last time. Yeah. And we can reveal all and find out how much Derek beats us by.
Yeah.
Pressure's on now, isn't it?
Exactly. All right. Well, thanks for having me on. I'll see you too soon.
Yeah. See you soon.
Bye. Catch you later. See ya. Let me take a look at the chat. Our reseller kid's in. I think he came in a long time ago, but looked at the chat.
Yeah, about half an hour ago.
Yeah. Hopefully going to the boot sale this Sunday. It's the biggest boot sale in the UK. All right, whereabouts that then?
It's got to be near Newcastle, isn't it? It's where he's from, isn't he? He's northeast.
Oh, yeah, it's Newcastle, isn't it? I've been to a few down by Newcastle in the past. The race course, there was a race course one. Oh, somebody's actually asked, where is that? You probably see them. Is that the race course?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
But yeah, I am starting to get the itch to go to a boot sale, but I think I need to free up some space to actually, store some stock first.
Yeah, that's something I really need to look into, because I was starting to, I wouldn't say clear my death piles. I still had a lot of stock, but I was starting to see the end of it and starting to see how I could manage it. But then I got all this stock come in, and now it's basically back to square one again, possibly even worse. And I really need to think about having like an unlisted dumping ground. But that, the problem is that will get full.
Yeah. You buy quicker than you can list.
The guy, my contact, he had a storage container for sale. It was actually a back of a lorry.
Oh yeah.
And it was from a go-kart. Where you go in and you put your go-kart sort of outfit on, your leathers. It was that and like a little office, like a porter cabin type thing. But it was really big, and he only wanted 150 quid for it.
Jesus, I'd have snapped his fingers off.
But I'd have to get it delivered, so that probably would have been a couple of hundred, maybe. But if I got that, then I could never move it very easy. That's what concerns me. It's the only place for me to put it at the moment fairly easily is in an area where I will want to do something with in the future. So I really didn't want to get that and put it in this particular place. Whereas if I get like a shed or something, I can always move it at a later date.
My new shed is currently being built, manufactured, whatever the word is. So that'll be along in a few weeks to be my exclusive quarantine area.
You said you weren't going to say where it was.
Oh crap! Yeah, I forgot. I've had a couple of times and forgotten. Ignore that, folks. You never heard that.
Yeah. A shed would be good. I mean, I could possibly build another shed. Is that a wooden shed? I'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be there for the next 10 or so years, and then by that stage, hopefully, I've cleared the Titania.
Yeah.
See, I'll be out of debt by then, so I'll be reselling, just basically for extra money that I don't really need, so to go on holidays and whatever. So it'll be like, presumably at that stage, I won't have as much stock because I won't I won't need it.
No. Do you still plan on keeping it part-time then now?
Yeah, definitely. The situation has entirely changed my perspective on what I want to do with my life. So I'm going to remain as a national hero for the rest of my career, I think, and do reselling part-time.
Yeah, so I'm really enjoying being full-time. Occasionally I have the odd thought in my mind, maybe I should, return to employment. But I just enjoy the freedom that it gives me.
I think if I had got to a situation where I was debt-free and mortgage-free, I would reconsider. But at the minute, I'm at the level in work where it's stressful, but it's not too stressful. The money coming in is a decent wage for the amount of, pressure that work puts on me. So,
yeah,
it's just the right balance. So, and it gives me the time to do reselling part-time. So,
yeah, no, it's perfect thing if you enjoy your job and stuff as well.
Well, I'm not really a fan of the work, to be honest, but I am a fan of the money that comes in at the end of the month.
Yeah.
But if I actually managed to get a partner, which, may be a miracle, but if I did manage to get a partner and she was working full-time or whatever, I might reassess the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's different when you've got to sort of do everything, on your own bat sort of thing. You haven't got any sort of help. I'm the same. It's all down to me sort of thing, the mortgage and all of that. So yeah, it's
just a little too much stress for me, I think.
Yeah.
I know I can do it. I know that I can, when I put my mind to it, I can earn a decent money from reselling, but I think get that free and then reduce that level of pressure and go for it.
Yeah. I think what I like about being full-time is the fact that there's no sort of limits on your wage.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to earn quite a decent wage when I was doing the games programming. But, obviously there was always a cap, couldn't really earn any more than what my wage was. It was different when I was at Rockstar because we got bonuses and things. But when I left Rockstar and worked at the other company, that was pretty much the static wage.
Yeah.
And the thing with the reselling, if you list more and you put more effort in, you get more back.
Yeah.
If you don't do much, then you don't get much in, and then
if you improve your sourcing and you source the right stuff, you build those contacts up that supply you with the quality, then again you'll make money. But you're also a single point of failure, which is my worry, because you get sick, that's it. You're not able to list, you're not able to ship.
Well, at the moment, I've got a really hurting arm. I think it's like tennis. Is it called tennis elbow or something? Yeah. I keep on whacking my arm on the wall, and it's absolute agony. And every time I lift something, I feel like I've took a step back with the recovery of it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, if that arm was really screwed, it was in like a sling or something, how could I pack? How could I pack items? And it's that sort of thing. Something can really completely ruin your business.
And that's why the current situation has made me, think, because, if I got ill with a virus or whatever, couldn't do eBay as a result, it wouldn't matter because I'd still have my full-time wage coming in because work would still pay me. But unless I had some kind of insurance in place, I wouldn't get that as a self-employed sole trader.
Yeah. Yeah, so here it says the cap is in the form of the amount you can physically source and list. Yeah, I mean, I as you might have saw, I got those carloads full. Yeah. I'm never going to list that before the next pool comes in. I could put in more effort, I could be listing. After this live, for example, I could continue doing the photographing, but there's only so much you can do,
We're not machines at the end of the day. I know there's some people who do like 20 hours a day listing and putting stuff in and scanning stuff into Amazon and whatever, but when they build their business, and to an extent, I was doing that myself when I was first started doing this because I was desperate for the money. I needed the money to come in, but you soon realise that you can't do that forever before you break.
I think it starts annoying me for my own personal thing. If I do too much of it and don't have any sort of break, then I get fed up of doing it, and then I have a week that I pretty much do nothing, and that negates all the extra effort I've put in. So I might as well do, I always work pretty hard every day, but I don't work right into the evenings like some people could.
Well, I used to do. I used to be spending the weekends listing, sourcing, and the evenings as well. And I was never getting any time to myself because I was working, during the day. But now at the weekend, unless I'm bored, I won't list anything. And obviously, there's no sourcing going on at the minute, so I have the weekends now to myself. But it's because I've built the business to a certain level as well, where it feeds itself to an extent. I get enough. I get 70, 80 items listed during the week, and I'll sell 50 or 60. Then I'm still ahead at the end of the week, so it's fine.
I don't really list much at the weekends. I mean, I probably sort stuff a little bit, but that's mainly because I've got so much rubbish in my living space, and it's almost like tidying my house. Really, it's not really working. It just happens to be the work stuff that's causing the mess. So I do that sort of stuff, but I generally don't list. Work-life balance is important, especially when you work from home as well, because I've got stock in my living room at the moment because of this. These halls, I've got basically nowhere to put it. So I went in my living room. I cooked myself a dinner earlier, and I was going to eat it, and I thought I don't really want to eat it next to all this crap. So I ended up eating it in my office, watching YouTube.
Yeah.
Where I've been all day taking photos, and I thought that's no good, is it? You need a separate area.
Before I got my own storage, when I was still building the business up, the situation, the amount of stock I had, listed and unlisted, was so bad that I was actually literally sleeping with it. I had one side of my bed actually had listed stock on it because I'd run out of space to put stuff.
I've got stuff in my bed. It's cardboard boxes mainly. Because that's another issue I've got is I need some sort of area for boxes, because I sell all these big items, but I need a constant supply of boxes. And if you have a load of bad weather, then all the boxes from my dumpster diving can be all wet. So I need to have them in stock. I'm thinking about putting them up in the loft, because my loft is pretty empty, so I might just fill that with a reserve of cardboard. So,
well, once there's no need for a quarantine area, that's my plan, is that the quarantine area will become where I store my packing materials.
yeah.
And I'll keep them in there, because they used to be in my garage, but as you know, since I've lost my office, since I moved to the Tatena, my garage has now become my office. So
yeah.
So I need to.
Is that all up and running now, or was that?
Not yet, because I've still got at the minute, because I'm going to rent out my spare rooms, but I'm not renting them out until, you know, there's a treatment for this thing. So it's still got boxes in it at the minute, but hopefully soon that will become and my spare room is my office still, as it has been for the last year or so. Well, not last year, last 3 or 4 months since I decided I didn't want to work in a cow shed.
Right.
But eventually that'll move down into the garage, and I rent out the rooms and pay off my debt in record time.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. My long-term plan is to go into my barn, but I need a roof on it, a proper roof, because I don't know if I've ever done a video on it, but basically you got the pitched roof, and then at the very top, I think it's the pitch, the sort of top of it. Some of that's all missing tiles, so bits of rain and stuff comes through. Majority of it is dry, but you got to pick and choose where you put anything in there.
Yeah, and hope no tiles come off.
But eventually I want to get all that fixed and then move the whole business and the whole operation into there. Maybe 3 or 4 years time, I'll be up and running in there. So that's my long-term plan.
So my plan is, when the NHBC is up on this house, get the loft boarded, so it no longer becomes an insurance issue, and then I can have stuff up there, stuff in my garage, stuff in my quarantine shed, and everything at home.
Yeah.
But running a slightly smaller business where I'm more selective as well about what I'm sourcing, because I'm not trying to pay off this debt and have that pressure each month. I'm just literally earning money for myself. So anything I earn over and above, any profit I earn is just a bonus for me. I'm not reliant on it.
No. Yeah, it sounds like quite a good way to go.
Or even just maybe not even convert the loft, but just use the 2 spare rooms to store stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could put stuff up there, like boxes and things like that, and
I could just see them falling through the roof because I've put them on the bloody plasterboard.
I mean, like empty cardboard boxes.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I could do.
Because that, they're really light anyway.
Yeah.
Mark for Book says he was self-employed for 28 years and a fee earner. It was always a concern if I was ever ill. Fortunately, yeah, I mean, I've had 2 back operations. I was working full time, so obviously I was sort of looked after there. But if that was the case now, being self-employed, I would just have to live with the pain, probably. I wouldn't be able to have the work done, as it were.
I mean, my dream is to pay off all my debt, and then clear my mortgage, buy a 4-bedroom sort of detached place that I can live from, and just work from there as a full-time reseller with no mortgage, no debt, and obviously all that room to do stuff, to maybe like a double garage to store the stock in, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Clothing and a few wardrobes within the house, that sort of stuff. But I don't think I'll you know, I'd have to work a lot harder to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some pretty long-term plans, but yeah, I've thought about them quite a lot over the years, but I don't think I'm gonna. There's certain things I want to do, you know, because I've got this land I was gonna sort of build houses on and things like that, and sell the houses, pay off the mortgage, you know, raise money and stuff. Long term, I probably will do it, but you're talking way off into the future. But that's sort of the long-term plans. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy with how I've got the business. It's just the work stuff encroaching onto my living area. I really need to get on top of, you know, because it's hit me in the last couple of weeks ever since I got these halls, that because I was really enjoying it all starting to go down. You know, my living space was empty, and there was a few things laying around, but I knew that was rubbish stuff that just needed to go to the tip, because the tips have been closed, so nowhere else to put it. But now it's just replenished all of that with all this new stuff. Even though it is good stuff, it's still in the way. I mean, I've got 2 fire machines in my living room. You know, these huge things that that nightclubs have.
That's why I won't do now. My sourcing strategy is, if it won't go small parcel, I'm not picking it up.
Yeah, I think that's what Richard does as well. He doesn't like big items.
I'd rather have a quantity of items listed than have higher value but bigger items that are going to take me, but it's time as well, because the time that I'm spending packing on that is taking me away from, you know, doing my day job and living my life. So
yeah. Oh yeah, packing can take a long time. I mean, I spent pretty much whole afternoon the other day packing like hi-fis and speakers, and you know, it just takes ages.
So at the minute, a couple of postal sacks is less than an hour to pick the orders and find them and put them on. So I don't even think I've got anything listed that isn't small parcel anymore.
No.
I've got rid of most of it that is.
Yeah. Fabricate some new roof tiles from cardboard and bubble wrap. It might go a bit soggy. I've got all the tiles. I've got all the roof tiles. Obviously, all the rafters are there. It's just the fact of really taking them all off and putting them all back on again after some sort of membrane. That's really all that's needed. I'll probably do a how to replace your roof at some point in the future. And
I always wish I had some practical skills, because I wanted to pave my garden. You know, there's, you know, free paving slabs are on Facebook, and I was like, I could pick those up. I could just take away all that bloody grass that I can't be arsed mowing and just pave the thing. But all I would do is just chuck the paving slabs on top of the grass, which is not how you're supposed to do it. So
you should get some artificial grass, you know, the astroturf.
Thinking about getting that, but then when the dog wheezes on it, it's like, it's going to stink.
Oh yeah,
Unless I buy the really expensive stuff, which I can't afford.
Yes, yeah, I don't know how good it is with pets and stuff.
You can get stuff that's good with pets, but it's a lot more money than the stuff you can buy. You know, the basic stuff that I would be able to afford. So
yeah,
I have to stick with grass for him.
Yeah, I'm fairly handy doing all that DIY stuff. I've got pot going now, which is good.
If anyone wants to come and pave me garden properly for me for free, let me know. At Moneymental UK on Instagram. It's the future.
Yeah, and can't you sell on some stuff to other resellers like Tom was planning, so that you can get more stock? It's an idea, but I don't know. I've always thought that if I'm in Scotland, it might be difficult for people to get it, because it would be in bulk, and I'd have to I'd have to package it. And by the time I've sorted it to sell to someone, I might as well get the photos done and list it. I don't know.
The thing I'm thinking about is just job lotting me electricals and selling, because I've paid so little for him that whatever I sell him for, well, in many cases I haven't paid anything for him. In fact, the great majority of cases. So I'm thinking of just grabbing all my electricals, just put him on as a reseller job lot on Facebook, 250 quid or something. And there might be a grand's worth of stuff there, but because I can't be bothered testing and cleaning and listing them and whatever, give someone else the problem and make a nice little bit of profit along the way.
Yeah, if you think you're never actually going to sort it, then it's probably a good idea. I mean, it's an idea to sell to resellers, but
I think the trick is there's stuff you will never bother getting around to or listing or selling. That's what you want to sell on, because there'll be somebody else who will. I
do small bundles. I mean, I've got these tax cards. I've got loads of these, and I've got literally like boxes of them.
Have you been watching Peter Ray?
I did watch Peter's video when I sorted them out. Yeah. I didn't buy them. These are my kids' ones. Well, I did buy them. I bought them at full retail about 6 years ago. It probably cost me like thousands. But yeah, I'm getting rid of them. And I put 2 lots up there as a test. I've actually sold them. I sold them for like 15 quid for like 200 of them or something. But people have messaged me, have you got number 58? I mean, I'm number 52. I'm not going through it.
Yeah.
Buy the lot or not at all. Not at all.
I hate it when I have messages on like an item I've got listed for, like 3 quid. And they're going, oh, can you do this or check this or whatever on it? And I'm just like, no, I'm not doing that, because literally, like, it's not worth my time.
No, somebody wanted. I've got some speakers, quite big speakers, bookshelf speaker things, but they're for like a cheap system. I think I got them on for 19 quid, and somebody offered me a tenner for them, plus postage, and it's not worth my effort packaging it up.
Yeah.
So I said, 20 quid, as cheap as I can go. People will ask stupid requests, on eBay.
I mean, I've had somebody bid £4.50, offer £4.50 on some 15 quid trainers while we've been talking. And part of me was tempted, because like, well, I haven't had any sales today, but I'm like, it's, they didn't cost me anything. I would actually make a profit at that price, but I can't be bothered wasting my time packing them up for £4.50.
It's not worth it. Tomorrow's another day. We'll get a sale tomorrow. We might still get a sale today. Never know.
I never have no sale. I never ever have no sale days. They don't happen to me. So
I don't think I've been for ages. It's been well over a year since I've had an on-sales day.
I think I had one last year. That was it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's such a demand for it. It just always get sales on it. But
back to Anne's question, I've got some postcards that are probably ideal for a reseller. So I do bulk things up for resellers, but they're more, I separate them into like niches. So instead of selling like a load of stuff to like a reseller, I would put all my postcards in one big job lot. And there's probably stuff that's worth a fortune in there, but I don't really want to deal with it. I had plans to deal with it, but I'm never going to do it. So I was watching too much of Ken Chapman's videos. Yeah. Bought these postcards at auction. They're probably really good, but you got to list them all, haven't you? Because there's probably one there that is worth it. You know.
I'm never getting into postcards or anything like that. I think you have to build up expertise in that field to know what you're looking at, and
yeah, that's it. It all comes.
Be prepared to sit on stuff for a long time as well.
Yeah,
which I'm also not prepared to do.
No, typewriters are good right now. I've sold 3 in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I sold a typewriter today. I'm pleased I did, because it really helped. Today's sales because it's been really slow today. There was a £100 typewriter that I sold. I was going to Italy.
Maybe there's somebody in your chat who wants to stop me having a no sales day anyway. Come visit the Money Mental Emporium. Put Money Mental Emporium into Google and save me from a no sales day. There we go. I
changed my eBay name recently. I won't say what it is because I don't want it on the video, but I'm not very happy with it. But now you got to wait 30 days before you can change it. It's a bit annoying. But never mind. Sell the clothes you hate listing. Yeah, I could do. I mean, I bought all this vintage clothing. It was £100 for the rail, but there's stuff there that's probably worth £100 for one unit. I need to do a live with it really to show you what I've got. It's really sort of nice stuff. It's really the guy got it from house clearance, and he was talking to me about the place, and it was I think it was the same woman who owned the restaurant that shut down. She basically had to sell her house to sell the business. It was quite a sad story. All this clothing was like really high end. I think I might do a dedicated photography session on this clothing. I can ask some questions about it. It's all women's clothing as well, so I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. I keep on sending Joanne pictures of dresses and saying, what type of dress is this?
I just can't do women's clothing. I picked up a few items of it, but I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't really know. Match Attacks, I've got some limited edition shiny stuff that maybe this might be worth like a tenner on its own. So I separated those and then just bundled all the others, but I can't be bothered to list these ones. You know, I just can't bring it in myself to do it. I was getting there before I had the contact messaged me. I was getting to all this stuff that I didn't normally want to do, but now that's gone out the window. Now I've got all the good stuff comes in. eBid. Do you do well off eBid? Because I tried eBid a long time ago. We're talking like 15 years ago or something, and I never used to do well off it. I haven't tried it recently. I've been doing well on Etsy. Been selling quite a lot on Etsy. Yeah, Lex is the one to ask on vintage clothing. All right. I'll have to get a live going and get some people commenting. eBid. Yeah, I'm not sure about eBid really. Have you ever tried anything like that?
No, I've never come across it.
Right. So I've probably got quite a good account on eBid because it would have been, you know, I think I opened the account like as soon as eBid started, like in the year 2000 or whatever. So it's a really old account, but yeah, it's just sort of dormant now. I don't use it, but I go on the basis that what I look for. I mean, I never hear somebody saying, "Oh, I need a new hi-fi. I'm going to look on eBid." You know, they're not going to do it, are they? They're going to say,
I've never looked at it, never tried buying anything off it, so I have no clue what it's.
Well, I was tempted because I think for £150 you get a lifetime fees. For £150 you can list forever with no fees, and you can also import all of your eBay store onto it. But it will cost you 150 quid. But then there's no fees ever. And you can import everything from eBay. So I thought maybe that's a bit of a no-brainer because you just put 1,000 things on. I've got 1,000 things on my eBay store. Put all of that on eBid. Cost me 150 quid one-off fee. And then it just sits there until things sell. So I did think about doing it, but then I thought, well, I've got to make 150 quid to break even to begin with. And I just don't know if it has the traffic.
I've never ever tried buying anything off it. I've never heard of anyone who's bought anything off it, and that's what concerns me.
Oh, $69 if you're a new user. Yeah, maybe I don't get offered that because I've got this old account. Maybe I just need to create a new account. Do it for $69, £69.
Oh yeah, $69.99. 0 fees for life, seller plus lifetime offer.
Right. I just don't know. I heard that you've also got to have a different title than eBay for it to appear in Google. So otherwise it will only display the eBay listing. But I did some experimenting. I searched for an item on Etsy on Google and it never came up. It only came up if I actually cut and pasted the whole description, the whole title, sorry, perfectly. Then it came up. If I removed some of the words, it didn't come up. So I thought, what's the point?
So on that eBid, because that is quite a tempting offer for 69 quid, but is it linked to your eBay account though as well? So if you sold something on eBay, it would come off eBid and vice versa.
No,
it requires manual intervention.
Yeah, you do.
No chance of doing it.
Yeah, it won't take it off.
No. It wouldn't work for me because I wouldn't have the time to keep on top of both.
Right. So I've got to do that with Etsy because everything that I've got on Etsy is on eBay as well. So as soon as it sells on eBay, which is the majority of the time, I've got to quickly go on Etsy and end it. Yeah, there's been quite a few auction sites. I remember Yahoo auctions. That used to be good back in the day. That used to be really good, actually. That was around year 2000. I'm surprised Google hasn't got something. Different titles on any platform. Oh, you have subtle chances. Yeah, you can get cross-listing software, can't you? That does it, but again, you obviously got to pay for that.
See, I don't know what cross-listing software there is between eBid and eBay, because if there was one that cross-listed and took off your, it was fully automated and took off your listings off one or t'other when it's sold, I'd probably be up for that. But
I remember back in the day, we're talking a long time ago, I used to have, this was when I was sort of part-time and only doing reselling sort of in a really low scale, but I used to have stuff on eBid, and I'm sure I used to message people on eBay and saying buy it on eBid because they didn't care in those days. You could sell stuff on the site, put in the phone number and stuff on eBay. Of course, you couldn't do it now, but I'm sure I used to do that. I think I've got a little bit of feedback on eBid or sales history or whatever it is.
I'll be back in a sec. I've just got to pop to the convenience.
Okay.
I've got to remember how to mute myself as well so you can't hear me. How do I? Bloody StreamYard.
Yahoo auctions. I had that. Yeah, it was free. That was really good. I don't think they did buy it now. But I used to sell quite a lot on there. It was just auctions, I think. That was around year 2000, year 2001, something like that. Yeah, there's apps that do it. You just got to pay for it, I think. Yeah, so I think I'll do a live doing photos of my clothing, because it would be good to get some input on what people think the value should be. I've got a load of cheaper clothing as well, coats and things like that, run-of-the-mill sort of stuff, that I got, cheap as well, that I really should look at getting on as well. Yeah, old eBay was the Wild West. People used to ring me up. Yeah, yeah. I think I used to have. I had an email address, I think, in the eBay listing, and I used to get emails through from that. I also had links to pay via no checks. That I think the fees were cheaper than PayPal. Yeah, no checks. I think they went bust, did they not, at some point? So yeah, I'll be doing my photography live tomorrow. That starts at 12 o'clock midday. I've got a variety of different things to photograph this time, all from my contacts. I've got a load of sewing machines. I'll probably get quite a lot of those on tomorrow. Because they take up a lot of space. I think I bought 12 of them, and yeah, they're just in the way. I just need to get them into my storage locker out of the way quick. Maybe you should change people in your live listings to tackle the stuff they would normally avoid and get it listed. I did that a few weeks ago. Chris Hay sold quickly.
That's good advice. Now, I just grab literally whatever's there in front of me. So, there might be some stuff I like listing, like media. There might be some of the stuff that takes more effort, but if it's there, it gets listed.
Yeah, I mean, I did start to think maybe I should, like, if I'm going to list, I try to list 10 things a day. Like, take 7, what I would say, good things or new things, and then always make sure there's like 3 rubbish stuff that I can't be bothered to deal with in that lot as well. It's quite a good idea to maybe have like a setup, like a live listing live, where everybody who joins in picks, I don't know, a certain number of items that they don't want to list, and then we all deal with it together during the live. Maybe that could be a good little live to do. That might be quite a good idea.
Maybe I'll list some VCRs.
See, I quite like listing VCRs. That's like I'd rather do that over like clothing or media or anything like that. I quite like having the VCR, testing it, putting a tape with it, putting a skirt lead with it, have it all nicely laid out, take the photo. It's I find that quite good. Yeah, phone number in the listing. Yeah, it's changed a bit now, hasn't it?
I'd be happy listing 1 million audiobooks, Lee. I'd be all right with that.
I don't think I'd like to do that. Unless they were brand new and you could get the picture from Google.
It's just one picture.
Do you do the
case and dick? Because all you're doing is putting the ISBN. The product number's already in the catalogue anyway. 99 times out of 100. So one picture to show, this is the disc, and say it's 3 CDs. Have the 3 CDs laid around it. So it's just one photo. Job done. Don't picture every disc individually or anything like that, or the back of it or whatever, because they can see in the the bit that appears with the description what the audiobook is about. And then your product description is just a copy of your title Job done.
Yeah,
Bang out dozens of those in an hour.
I did list quite a lot of video games when the lockdown started. PlayStation 2 games and Wii games. And I did okay with them. But then you had things that like for $4.99 that sold and cost you 88p to send it. And you got put in a jiffy bag. I don't like it.
I'm happy with that. I'd put stuff in jiffy bags and ship it out all the time if I could.
Yeah, I've ordered some more jiffy bags actually from eBay packaging this month. So
I tell you what I don't like from them is their bloody parcel tape. That stuff jams up my tape gun like nothing else.
Yeah, I've never got that because I've always used my vet tape.
I love their the boxes and the poly bags. You know, big fan of those, but the bloody back tape that they've got is just horrendous.
Yeah,
it sticks and it sticks well. And if I was using scissors on my own teeth, it'd be brilliant. But it just does not work with my tape gun. I've still got bits of eBay tape stuck in it now, a year after I got rid of my last batch.
I think I've heard other people say that as well. That tape gun. Nan says she's got some experience with sewing machines, and if you haven't got the manual, you can Google it. Yeah, I've got the Singer. There's a website you can enter in the serial number. It tells you the date. I've used that before. But I think I've got. They're mainly Singers. I think there's about 7 or 8 Singers. Then I've got a Brother one, and I've got some other one. I can't remember what that is. Home something, I think. I've sold a few before, but I find they're quite long tail. And of course, they're a nightmare to package.
That's what I've got. 2 cakes. I've got a palm held tape gun. Don't work with the eBay tape.
Yeah, where's my tape gun? I've got this somewhere. Yeah, this is the one I've got.
Yeah, mine's that.
Carlton packaging. It's got this bit springs up and the blade goes in.
How many times have you made yourself bleed? When I first started this, right, I swear every package I sent out was covered in blood from the bloody tape gun blades.
I don't use the tape gun that much, to be honest with you.
I use it on pretty much everything. I've got my label printer, which has been sat in my office for a year, that I need to actually get round to using, so I can print labels off on that rather than using my inkjet as well.
Yeah, I love my laser printer. Not my label printer. That's brilliant.
I will get once I've got the house cleared of stock, the label printer will get some attention.
Yeah.
Nobody's bought anything from the Money Mental Emporium still. Dark times.
The Great British Sewing Bee is on TV, so more popular. And so now's the time to get them listed then. Right, I'll make that my challenge to get. In fact, I should really save them for next week when I'm in the Nick Hills challenge. But I'll probably get them on this week now. I like if there's a reason to get these things listed. That sort of thing forces me to get these things done. You know, it's like when the Wii's started to go up in value. That got me.
That didn't even get me listed. Mine. I carried 3 from the cow shed to the Tatpedler's the other week. 3 Wii's, and I was thinking I should have listed these.
Well, I sorted some today because I picked up 3 the other day from Facebook. And I don't know if you saw the video. I got some stuff from Facebook, and I got a shower pump with it. The bloody thing trips the electric, doesn't it? So I've got to sell that as spares or repairs. Stop using tape guns. Is that the things that's just on the desk? BD50. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, the dispensers.
Right. I've got this one that's for small tape. Everybody's making face masks.
I cancelled my Prime account the other day, and then I discovered the face masks I wanted were cheaper on Amazon, but I've now got to wait far longer to get them delivered.
Right. I've got some of those. Well, I've got one of the DIY type masks, but then I've got.
Is it one with a valve on? Because you'll need to close the valve if it's got one on.
I don't know. It's the sort of thing you do.
Does it have a tube coming out the side of it, like a tiny tube?
No, it hasn't got that. It's got like a little plastic thing on it.
That could well be a valve. If it has got one on it, just tape it up.
Right.
Because otherwise, you may as well not bother wearing a face mask.
All right. Okay. Well, I was gonna do that, and then I've got this sort of elasticated thing. I think it's almost like a bandana thing, and I was going to put that over it. It's got like skulls on it. It makes me look like a bank robber.
Well, I thought, right, I'll go to B&M because I was looking for some RA anyway, and I'll buy some face masks while I'm in there. The bloody prices they were charging were ridiculous. They were like more than twice what they are on eBay or Amazon. I couldn't believe it. $12.99 for a pack of face masks, and I was there thinking, oh well, this must be how much they are now. That I had the app open anyway because I was scanning stuff in. I had a look, and it was like £4 or £5 for the same sort of boxes. I thought, bloody robbing bastards, pardon the French.
Yeah. People take advantage of the
Well, then this
situation.
big thing about they'd reduced them from £20, but still bloody rip off of £13.
I had a load of face masks in my storage. I had them for like half a year or something. I didn't sell them in January. They all suddenly sold. I didn't realise what it was, and a few days later, the news about the virus appeared.
Yeah, I sold a load of PPE last Christmas, I think. But I did have some other stuff that I donated to the hospital because I thought, I'm not going to make money from this when they're putting out appeals every day for bloody PPE. I'll just give it to them because it was the top rated stuff. So
yeah,
and then I realised that I should have kept some back for me, but never mind.
Yeah,
I
still had them, but so they weren't selling. I'd even reduced them really cheap as well. It was like a pack of 100 of them for like £5 or something. Nobody wanted them, and then suddenly they sold. And I probably would have donated them if I had them still. I haven't been to Poundland for ages now, since the lockdown.
Mine's not open at the minute.
I don't know. Mine's in a shopping centre, so I'm assuming that would be shut. I have no idea. I've only been going to Aldi, and that's it. Aldi and the Herm shop, and that's pretty much me.
I have done Aldi and B&M to get me me stuff, and Tesco's.
Yeah, I did go to Asda once. I didn't like it in Asda though. It was too much of a mass, just manic. It was everybody going down the wrong way down the aisles and stuff like that. But Aldi, they don't have a one-way system, so I don't know why that really affected me. It's because Asda did have a one-way system, and no one was doing it.
One of our Aldis has got one. The other one hasn't. I don't understand the logic as to why one does and one doesn't. But the one by my house doesn't have one.
The
other end of town does. and I actually go to the one. Weirdly, I go to the one the other end of town more because that's by the post office I use. So
yeah,
I can buy me trips, you know. So
yeah. I do like Aldi, I must admit. I don't think I'll go anywhere else now. Even after the lockdown, I very rarely go into Asda and stuff. I quite like Aldi's. Opened yesterday in Hull, Poundland. They must have only just opened then, I guess. You know, been opening everything up.
nothing's opening here. I did discover Pound Stretcher was open. I went there yesterday. That was a waste of time. I wanted to get some dog food, but they didn't have any.
Right. I've got some dog food. It cost you a fortune to get them to you. But yeah, I've got some big sack of dog food. I've got it on Facebook at the moment. Tenner.
Did you acquire that from a bin?
I might have done. Yeah, I actually get quite a lot because I've got these feral cats, so they get the cat food. It really annoys me that they actually put it in there because they should give it to the charities because they're always desperate for food.
Around here, they do. They give it to Cats Protection and the RSPCA.
Yeah, that's what they should be.
Because I've tried the bins having a look, and then I've asked.
But I think recently I've been getting a lot better things from the dumpsters because I think they're discarding stuff instead of putting it aside because of the virus. They don't want it in the shop. They can't resell it or anything, so they just dump it. I've got a caravan. You know the water butt thing. Sold it for 50 quid.
Nice.
It was brand new. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like they're just chucking away things left, right, and centre at the moment.
I still remember going to Wicks to buy some really useful storage boxes when they were on offer there. I spent about 120 quid on them, and then as I was going to pay, they had this box by the checkout. It said free on it and had all these electrical parts in it, and there was about 250 quid's worth of like switch boxes and junctions and whatever in there.
Okay.
But just all that was wrong was the packaging was damaged, and obviously no one had bought it, but the items themselves were fine. So I fucking bought all these really useful storage boxes and then made nearly 100 quid's worth of profit on top of it from the free stuff after paying for the boxes. Well happy.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of the time stuff I get is damaged boxes, but the contents are fine. The Aqua Roll had a sort of damaged box, but it was fine. I sold Karcher, what do you call it, hose pipe the other day on a reel. I took the hose pipe off because I still got to test that to see if that leaks. I sold the reel for 30 quid on Facebook. It was brand new. And I've still got the actual hose to sell.
Maybe I should start doing a bit of the dumpster diving.
Yeah, seem to do fairly well. I sold a car exhaust as well. I got 150 quid for the car exhaust.
Though with my luck, I'd end up just getting attacked by rats.
Did you sell the Philips iron? No, it's still on there. Hasn't sold yet. I've probably got it too highly priced. It probably needs to come down. I think it should be due its 30-day cycle, probably any day now, really. So, in fact, I should check because was it 3 weeks ago when I would have listed it? Be around a month because tomorrow's Wednesday, so it would have been like Thursday when I got it on there. So yeah, it's possibly coming round for its cycle. So I reevaluate my price. But yeah, it hasn't sold yet.
I haven't looked at any of my old listings, or ended and relisted anything for ages now. Because
So I do it.
I used to do it every month. I'd do it every, once at the 30 days, I would end, sell similar.
Yeah.
Religiously. But I haven't done it for the last 3 months now, and it's not doing it has made no difference.
Right. See, when I sell similar, sometimes it sells straight away.
Yeah, I've noticed that, but no, I'm like I say, I'm selling stuff that's been on there for, in stock, I should say, for a very long time now. So
If you've got media and stuff, that probably is the sort of thing that will benefit from getting ranked up in Google and stuff.
And it might be the current circumstances as well, but yeah, I've just decided that not doing it hasn't negatively impacted my sales, and it saved me time and effort. So
yeah,
I'm just letting stuff run now, and I'm selling stuff that has been, fair enough if that stuff then wasn't selling, but I am seeing that stuff is selling as well. So it's not a case that I'm leaving it and it's just the listing's gone stale and nothing's happening. They are selling.
Yeah. Pete's off. Early morning car boot, midweek mark.
Okay, Pete.
Thanks for dropping in. I noticed Tea Cakes also had to go. So
yeah, he's gone to find some puppies.
Right, well, I might call it a day, or a night rather. It's almost bedtime. I've been up since about 7:30 today.
I need to make me dinner, as I went straight from listing to coming on here. Well, maybe now 2.5 hours. What the hell?
I never do lives, and when I do actually do lives, I end up doing them really long. It's like those photography ones, I do loads on them. I'll be doing that tomorrow at 12 o'clock midday, so if anybody wants to pop by, they get the classic guitar music going beforehand, and then I'll go live.
I shall be. Should we do a late night cooking with Andrew? We could do a late night cooking with Andrew, Damien. Actually, yeah, we could do.
What are you thinking you're gonna cook?
Pie and chips tonight.
All right, what sort of pie?
I've got chicken and asparagus pie, the remnants of in the fridge. I need a pie slice as well. Right. I've discovered some essential tools are missing in my kitchen, and now now I've got money again. I'm like, right, what do I need to buy that I've made do without? Pie slice and whisk are high on the list, as is mattress protector. As anyone who has seen my waterproof mattress protector, as anyone who's seen my coffee stained mattress will know.
See, I've got a load of mattress protectors, but they're all singles.
They're the double.
See, I could have sent you one. I just sold out of all my toilet seat covers. I bought toilet seat covers at the auction. It's pretty much one of the first things I did ever at the auctions, and so I've had them for like 3 or 4 years now. Everybody took the mickey about me getting them. They were £2 the lot. And I had thousands of these things, and they've trickled away. But last month, I think it's ever since things have started to reopen, they've flown out the door, completely sold out now. Yeah. I didn't put the price up. I left it because I took the opportunity to get rid of them.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put the price up. I might be able to make a little bit, but I could end up getting stuck with them again. So I was pleased to get rid of them.
I'm like that. I know a lot of people advocate putting the price up on a listing when it's got sales history, but if that thing's flying out at speed, I'd rather just take the money and get the sales through, get rid of the stuff and reinvest.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That being said, I have increased the price on some of my media listings over the last sort of couple of months and made a bit more money as a result. But
certain things it's worth it. It all depends on what it is and how sort of desperate you are to get rid of whatever it is.
if you've had something for 3 or 4 years, just be glad to see it go, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, if anything like that, then yeah, I'm just pleased to go. John says, interesting chat, guys. Good luck with next week's challenge.
Yeah, I'm going to win on number listed. I think I'm not going to win on value.
Yeah, I think you'll win on the number listed if you're doing media, because
I'll just pull out a couple of boxes of media just to win the challenge.
I'll probably be lowest on the number of listings, but I'm pretty confident on the value of it. I might be quite high up there, unless you've got DVDs that are worth a lot.
Problem is, my stock isn't sorted, so I can't just pull out a load of high value stuff and think, right, I'll feed this through now. Yeah. So it's just like, I know where there's some boxes of media that I can pull out the TatPeddler's, but I have no idea where the high value stuff in it is. So
no, most stuff will be pretty much the stuff I got from my guy. Fingers crossed I'll get a call from him on Saturday, because otherwise I probably won't have anything, because I would have listed it this week. Unless I just don't do anything. I'll take the rest of the week off and I'll just list it all next week.
I think we should have a £1 bet on who can list the most.
Yeah. I think you'll list the quantity.
I could do it. It depends what goes on in work.
I don't know what Nick's got for the sort of the value of stuff though. He's got quite a lot of good car parts, I think, knocking about, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll just pull out a couple of exhaust pipes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Hyundai Santa Fe exhaust pipe, 400 quid. Here's a light assembly, 300 quid.
Yeah, that's it. It's easy, quick as well, isn't it? Because you can just take a picture off Google or something and the part number. I've got some, because
I might go out and do a little bit of RA shopping this weekend.
Purely just for the challenge.
Just for the challenge. But like, here we go. I've bought 20 of these. Bang on 300, because it's value, isn't it? It's not amount you spent. So
yeah, a lot of my stuff is sort of needs a bit of either cleaning or testing, all takes time.
Yeah, I might chuck in a couple of. No, actually, I can't. I've lost my testing facility. I can't test anything at the minute because I haven't got my testing TV set up yet.
So I would like a proper testing area, because I test stuff where I photograph it, and my white background is no longer very white. It's more grey, dirty grey.
My photo box is a bit dirty from where I've just like shoved shoes and whatever on it and stuff off him. I bought some of that elbow grease stuff.
Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah,
I need to get that on it, but I don't know where I put it after I bought, because I buy stuff and then like it just disappears into a mound of tat somewhere.
Yeah, I use elbow grease. It's pretty good for cleaning tat.
So I need to find out, because I'm too tight to buy another one.
John wants to join in the challenge, I think.
I think anyone should be able to join in and give their let us know their results.
Yeah, sounds good. I think we go on Nick's channel and reveal our numbers. If we do it like per day, we can go through each day. So I think that's what we did before. So it's sort of like each day you've got a number, and it's like a race to the end sort of thing.
Well, Monday I've got the day off because the car's getting its MOT and service, but I've got to drive the car to the garage, which is about 3-4 miles from home, walk back because there ain't no way I'm getting on public transport. and then when it's ready, walk back again. So I'll be, you know, I don't know how much time out of the day that's going to take.
No.
Or else, you know, the other days of the week, I can sneak a few listings on during my breaks and my lunch.
Richard's going to join it as well.
Richard will join it. He'll list about 10 items.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Richard.
I don't view that as a threat.
He'll be messaging me now saying, "What's this?" Yeah. I think Richard's been listing quite heavily recently, as far as I don't know, as he claims anyway.
Well, if he's been doing that, he can afford to buy something from the Money Mental Emporium then, can't you, Richard? Get on that Emporium, Money Mental Emporium in Google. Save me from a no sales day, because I literally have not had one sale yet, and we're hour and 23 minutes to go.
I don't know if I've had any sales since being live.
I always have sales when I'm live.
I think I have.
I've listed 11 things today.
I've sold Babyliss thermoceramic heated rollers.
Yeah,
for 20
yeah, I've done 10 listings I've done today.
Right, that's pretty good. I've
Come
done
on,
that.
somebody buy a $2.99 item from me. Make my day happy.
So are you going to do a cooking with Andrew?
Yeah, I might do cooking with Andrew to see if I can get
Somebody to buy something.
Get somebody to buy something, basically. I don't have no sale days ever. It feels most disconcerting. There we go, Richard. That's the spirit.
Oh, but you need to find my mojo again.
Normally, if I'm having a no sales day, I do the who's a better reseller than me challenge. And challenge something to buy something from me and sell it for more money than I sold it to them for.
Sounds a good plan. Right. Okay. So I'll wrap this chat up, I think. Everybody go over to Andrew's channel then. If you're going to do a cooking with Andrew.
Yeah, I should be live in a few minutes. I've forgotten to charge this laptop again, haven't I? So that'll be interesting. Yeah. We'll have a late night cooking with Andrew special.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for dropping by. And I'll hopefully do another one next week. And I'll also be live at midday tomorrow for some photography, if anybody wants to join. And yeah, go over to Andrew's channel and have a look at him cook some dinner.
No reselling involved whatsoever. I know if I sell something, we'll play guess the price.
There you go. Okay, thanks for coming on then, Andrew. And also thanks for Nick for dropping by as well earlier. And
I've had my first sale. We've just got time for guess the price. It's to a loyal subscriber. Thank you. I don't know if he wants to be named or not, so I'll let him name himself in the chat if he wants to. He was watching earlier. It's time for guess the price. What are you going for here?
$2.95.
I don't do 95s. Doesn't happen.
I thought you did now.
No. Always 99.
All right, $2.99 then.
The person has guessed. There has been a correct guess in the chat, but that's from the person who bought it. So who do we reckon bought this item?
I think it's Damien.
Correct. It is £2.49. Thank you, Damien. I don't know where that Padawan Menace DVD is, but it will be on its way to you shortly. Tomorrow, in fact. No, Richard, you definitely got to buy something as well because, you know, I've probably made a loss on that item. We need to get Money Mental UK into profit. That's the challenge.
Okay, guys, everybody go over to Andrew's channel and I'll see you all later.
Bye.
Bye.